There's been a red card, but for who, Chris Kamara?
Red card. Gets a red card. It is a red card. That's not a red card.
And a red is a red card for Zidane.
4 lads, 1 red card.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to your favorite podcast, 4 lads, 1 red card. Today's edition is a little different because it's the international break in this world of football. So we're going to focus on these international matches and above all, on the 2026 World Cup, which is coming up really fast, guys. We today have a full lineup today. Alex is back. How are you, Alex?
Hi guys, thank you. I'm glad the suspension expired, so I can be back and give again the best takes on football. I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, that's nice to have you now. Jotis, Darren, how are you guys? Jotis, you got the cards just in case, right?
Yeah, I've got the card again in case
nice.
Alex comes up with more horrible takes.
Alex, bro, don't get red card back to back 2 weeks.
Yeah, or
please.
you'll be like Chelsea, having a red card, receiving a red card every game now.
They call me the Gattuso of football takes,
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It is
we're
what it
excited
is.
to be there, guys. Darren, how are you?
I'm doing all good. Obviously, international break is a bit boring, but we had a good start as Turkey. We beat Bulgaria, so I'm happy about it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about it and all the national teams we defend. We are for. We have our jerseys. Can you guys show your jerseys? I have the French one with the 2 stars, please.
Romania.
Darren, you got a different one, right?
Yeah,
Jared's got the OG.
My God, the memories.
only the OGs remember this, the 2000
Yeah,
kids.
man.
Yeah.
Germany 2000 shirt.
That's
Makes us
insane.
very nostalgic, man, and also
Yeah.
makes us feel old.
There is
For real.
Childhood memories, man.
wearing a piece of art right now.
Childhood
Exactly.
memories.
Yeah, so guys, really excited to do this other podcast with you. Just before we begin, once again, please don't forget to follow us, put a like, comment, share our content on our social medias. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and it's 4 lads 1 red card. Thank you for the support, guys. And we'll just begin. We're going to talk about our national teams and their progress in those qualifiers. Alex, I'll start with you. Welcome back. Romania is currently 3rd in its group behind Austria and Bosnia. I want you to say if you feel confident about the qualification for next World Cup. What is your thoughts? Tell us.
So Romania beat yesterday Austria 1-0. They scored the winning goal at the final play of the game, at the final chance of the game. It was a cross from Yanis Hagi, and then some player, Virgil Ghiță, scored with a header. It was a very, very unexpected win, and of course that gave Romanian fans a lot of morale. We don't have any chances to finish first. Mathematically, we still can, but it's hard to believe that Austria won't ever get a point from their remaining games. So our fight is for the 2nd place, which goes to the playoffs. And right now we have a good chance to finish 2nd. We are fighting for that 2nd place with Bosnia, but as it comes to qualifying for the World Cups, we have to see which opponent we get should we make the playoffs. I'm confident, but at the same time, I won't be disappointed if we don't qualify, because I never got to see my national team play a World Cup during my lifetime. Our last time was 1998. I hope we can qualify, but it will be difficult. It depends what opponents we'll have in the playoffs.
What opponent do you don't want to face? Like the one that you're sure you're not gonna.
I don't know.
Maybe Italy.
Italy, yeah. Italy have been struggling in these qualifiers. Also, Germany they are not safe right now. Technically they can finish 2nd in their group, so they can be in the playoffs too. So if we get one of those big guys, we're gonna be smacked without any questions. But I don't know. The Romanians love football. It's something very, very very popular, but also the disappointments after a loss are bigger. So we have to see. It depends on the opponents.
The last time you played World Cup, how far did you get?
We went to the round of 16, 1998. We were knocked out by Croatia in 1998. It was the last match Romania ever played at the World Cup.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
that's
Been
crazy.
a long
You,
time.
I mean, at least you played the World Cup.
What about
Yeah,
India?
now we played from 1990. We played 1990, 94, and 98, and then boom, no
Wow.
qualifying,
Seems like
no other
90s were the
appearance.
golden generation of Romania.
Yeah, we had Haji back then. He was the star player of Galatasaray,
Yeah,
and he was the leader of the golden generation. They actually dyed their hairs like blonde for the
I
1998
remember.
World Cup. I did the same this summer, but right now the hair got back. Yeah, we don't know. Let's hope we qualify, but the chances are very slim.
yeah, talking about Italy, I just saw a TikTok, I think yesterday, saying that last time Italy qualified for World Cup, it was the release of the PS4.
Yeah,
So it's been a real long time. And
What?
also, Stephen Curry didn't won any NBA trophy. So, different statistics
That's
like
crazy.
this. That's crazy to see for how long time they didn't qualify. So yeah, it will
That was
be
2014
interesting.
World Cup, I think, right?
Yeah,
2014. Yeah,
exactly.
and
So more than 10 years now.
yeah,
So
for
they haven't
Romania,
played in Russia and
Qatar.
in Qatar as well.
Yeah, no,
they
no.
haven't
That's
played.
crazy. But they won
Yeah,
a Euro in between that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, man.
after the Euros, I remember they got knocked out by, I think it was North Macedonia, if I'm not
North
mistaken.
Macedonia.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was crazy.
same
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Okay, let's continue. Therein on Turkey's side, things are looking pretty good in this group. I think, including Spain, Georgia, and Bulgaria. You just said it. Yeah, I want to know: is Turkey likely to qualify for the World Cup? And I think it may be the first time since 2002.
Yeah, that's right. So the last time, just to give a brief information, last time Turkey played in a World Cup was 2002, and Turkey finished that World Cup as third in the world by playing the semifinals. So ever since we haven't been in any World Cups, but I'm pretty confident about this one because we have a pretty good generation, I think. Players like Arda Güler, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and
Indeed.
Kenan Yıldız, they are insanely good in playing football. And also when we look at the group, yeah, I think you're right. We're looking at a pretty good situation right now. We had a bad game against Spain. That was a huge loss, a 6-0 loss for Turkey against Spain. But before that, as we know, Turkey defeated Georgia. And after this huge win against Bulgaria, 6-1, Turkey is right now sitting second in the group with 6 points. Spain is right above us with 9 points. And then Georgia is 3 points, and Bulgaria is sitting last in the group with 0 points. So the next game, Turkey is going to play against Georgia at home in Turkey. So I think we're going to win that game against Georgia. They're a good team. They're a strong side as well. But
Yeah,
I think we have the quality to seal the victory against them. And hopefully, if we get a good luck in the playoffs, if we can make it to the playoffs, and if we can get a good fixture, maybe Turkey can be one of the 3 teams that will qualify the 2026 World Cup through the playoff stage. So we'll see how it goes. There are still a few more games, but I think it's time that Turkish people want to see their team qualify and play in a World Cup.
yeah. This match against Georgia will be the game to win, right? Because if you win,
Exactly.
you'll have 6 points above them. So that
Yeah.
will be a good sign to at least
Almost
qualify
finished if
for the
we
playoff.
win.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally.
Interesting.
I think Turkish fans just deserve a World Cup because of how
Yeah.
passionate the country is.
You don't want to know, bro. I mean, you guys maybe remember in the Euros, Turkish fans were extremely passionate
Yeah.
in Germany. So if we make it to the World Cup and if we can even play well in the group stage, I can just imagine it will create a huge feeling, huge vibe in the country, and everyone is
Yeah.
going to be cheering so much for the national team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's the same case for like every country that's not used to playing World Cup that often, like for
Yeah,
Romania it's the same.
even participating is a huge thing
Yeah,
for countries
exactly.
like
It's a
Turkey,
huge
Romania.
achievement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. Jotis, as a true Portuguese, I want to ask you 2
Team and speed.
questions. If you can answer in English, it's better, but if you want to answer it in Portuguese, I can understand, okay? So my first question is, will at least at the final Cristiano Ronaldo last major competition be a success? What do you think? And also to englobe all that, will this wonderful Portuguese team, because we all know that I think Portugal has one of the best teams right now with players, great players everywhere. Can they finally win a World Cup? What do you think?
I think this is our chance. This is our last chance as a true Portuguese. I want to say this is our moment. The thing is, as you know, Spain is currently one of the best teams in the world. And the last time Spain lost a major final was in the Nations League. Whether the Nations League is a major trophy or not, that's a whole another discussion.
It's not, bro.
Portugal, Portugal, defeated Spain to win that. No, I mean, going into the final, I was really expecting Portugal to win that game, but we did. So I think the squad has the
Yeah.
strength to go all the way to the final and hopefully win a World Cup for Portugal and for Cristiano Ronaldo. So I'm really, really hopeful.
Yeah, you're confident about that, right?
I mean, it's the last
100%.
dance.
This is the last dance. This is literally the last dance because I don't think there's room for another major tournament for Ronaldo. He's 40 now, so nope.
He
Yeah.
may play the next Euros.
He could,
He
but
could.
Maybe as
2028.
a substitute, just to
Yeah.
be like Ronaldo is a huge figure, huge leader. So even him being in the bench would boost the morale of the team.
yeah, true. But this is the last shot at World Cup, and that's the only thing that's missing. That's the only argument Messi fans make whenever we have the
Nah,
conversation.
it's not the only one, bro. No.
So I would love for Portugal to win this one.
Yeah, well, when we see the squad of this Portugal side, we see, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, João Neves, Vitinha, Rafael Leao. We have Nuno Mendes also. We have like amazing players at each position. And I think that Portugal always have a great team, a nice team. But each time, I don't know what happened. They choke or they lose against someone that was maybe, I don't know what happened with Portugal. So what do you think, guys, is missing for Portugal to win those kind of trophies and win those big games? Like we saw in against Spain recently, as you mentioned, but now it's not Nations League, it's World Cup. What is the solution for Portugal?
I think it's a mix of everything in terms of as in I mean Cristiano Ronaldo is clearly the most experienced player in that squad, but not everyone has experience in playing like high stakes tournaments or high stakes games. So there's that. Then again, it's Portugal is when it comes to like big tournaments, they're a very unpredictable team. Like you would expect, I think in the last World Cup we got knocked out by Morocco, if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
In the
that
quarters.
was a game like everyone was expecting Portugal to win because we were doing decent till that point. I mean, Morocco were excellent in that World Cup, but that was a very unfortunate exit for Portugal. So it's kind of hard to say, hard to like point down like one reason as to why Portugal doesn't go so far in these tournaments. That's what I think. What do you guys think?
I think it's also depending on luck. I think that international football is very different from the club football we see every day. And in big international tournaments, it's a matter of luck, a matter of context, it's a matter of everything. And for example, in the context of the 2022 World Cup, the last World Cup that was played, Portugal came up against a Morocco team that went on to reach the semifinals. And it was the biggest performance by an African nation ever at the World Cup. So you could say that they were knocked out by a very good team. It's depending on the context, it's depending also on the luck. International tournaments are very different than club tournaments. So it's a really big question towards every tournament that's being played.
Yeah, I agree with Alex. It's also a question of luck. You talk about the 2022 World Cup, Euro 2024. I think Portugal lost against France in the penalty shootouts.
Yeah.
You remember
So-
that? So, like it's a flip or coin situation. You can win, you can lose. But I think they have also to work on that point of luck to create maybe more occasions, maybe to be more efficient, to avoid those kind of situations, and maybe go like more far in those tournaments. I think Portugal has the team to They have the coach. They have experienced players, young players, but really amazing ones. So yeah, I think they will be there for the World Cup. It will be interesting to see if they manage to reach that gap they are lacking right now.
Yeah, I mean, talking about luck and timing, I just want to mention like the 2016 Euro Cup final. I mean, Portugal came up against France, and no one was
Don't mention
expecting
it,
Portugal
please.
to win realistically.
Yeah,
And
that
then,
was luck.
like, yeah, the I think the score was scored at like 140th minute, and then it was just like no one expected that to happen, and Ronaldo, went out injured. But so it is a lot about timing, and Portugal, like sometimes they come up clutch, but you can never say when are they going to do it. So let's see.
Speaking of
100
Amazing
Ronaldo
points.
being
memory.
injured, do you
100
guys
points,
remember that?
Jyoti is the Portuguese fan. If you can name me the player that scored the winning goal for Portugal in the
That was
final.
Eder.
Ah,
Oh,
nice.
okay, he is a Portuguese fan.
Can
He's
we
a real
stop talking?
Portuguese.
Stop talking about that match, please, guys, because it was a terrible memory for me as a French fan. Trust me, it was in France. We were all in the stadium, all in the street, thinking we were
Yeah.
going to win the Euro at home, and this guy, this Eder, don't know this guy before, scored this
No, no,
goal that was
I saw him.
yeah, that was
Is he
crazy.
still playing right now?
No, I don't. I
No
think he
idea.
retired.
He disappeared straight after the game. He
Yeah.
didn't even existed before the game.
No, literally nothing. I remember the hate on Dimitri Payet for injuring Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Instagram
it was
comments were filled
crazy.
with Portuguese people.
yeah,
And the injury
that's
was
so
pretty
crazy.
bad as well. I mean, it wasn't intentional, of course, but it was bad. You could see it. You could see the knee kind of like going in a way that it shouldn't go.
Yeah, and then a player called Cedric came up to injure Payet after that.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that
He
was
used to play
crazy.
for Southampton, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not
you're
sure.
right, Cedric, exactly.
Cedric.
Well, yeah, thinking about France, I think, like, to talk about France really quickly, they will qualify directly without too much trouble. The group is relatively easy. It's Ukraine, Iceland, and Azerbaijan. France has already won its first 3 games, so they're sitting in the first place. But it's more in terms of the team's play and the tactical changes made by the coach recently that is questioning me right now. We remember the French team's performance was heavily criticized during the Euro 2024, and rightly so, I think. The team was too closed off, lacking imagination and beautiful play. Like, it was a completely nightmare to watch this French national team to play at that time, to be honest. But the good news is that the coach took this into account, and he has recently changed his game plans. Today we have a much more attacking team playing with 4-2-3-1, so nearly four attackers with only two defensive midfielders. For now, it's Chouameni and Manu Kone from AS Roma, which is really good and really impressive with the French national team. But I also want to see how they will organize in terms of the effectiveness and coordination in the attack with the four players. We have Mbappe as captain. We have Dembele, who recently won the Ballon d'Or, but we also have Michael Olise, Marcus Thuram, Barcola, Desiré Doué. We have a lot of attacking players. And so I'm waiting to see how the coach will organize all these roles to be effective as possible. I think we're gonna play good, but will it be enough to beat amazing and big teams? I'm not really confident right now, so we'll have to see during the other games. But yeah, I will qualify for sure, but the rest is under question. Like, what do you think about France? Are they still one of the favorites for those kind of tournaments, or what do you think?
I think France has been a tournament favorite for the past decade or so because they've had like the squad depth is insane, and they've all had the best players in every single position you can think of. And going into any tournament, they're currently the favorites among Spain and Germany and Portugal. Yeah, they can go all the way. It's only Portugal that's standing between them and the cup.
Yeah, I mean, France is obviously one of the best attacking national teams in the world. As you stated, they have lots of attacking players, so it will be a bit hard for the coach to choose between them, but I think it's gonna really, really be efficient against other teams because he can make rotations in the attacking force really easily because let's say one game Mbappe is playing with Doué and Barcola, and then the next game he can do a rotation, he can play other players. So I think that's gonna come in very handy for France, but I wouldn't call France the best favorite right now. I think Spain is still the biggest favorite to win the World Cup, but lots of things can change in the upcoming months, of course. Nevertheless, I would still say France is one of the favorites among the tournament.
You guys are forgetting Argentina for the
Yeah,
penalty.
we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry, Alex. I was just about to ask you about that. So let's move to the second sequence. I wanted like to have a debate with you, a chat with you, about those two great nations that currently dominate international football. So as you said, Argentina, the reigning world champions and also winners of the last Copa America, and the Spain, winners of Euro 2024. So yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Are these two nations the two big favorites for the next World Cup? Or do you see any other team playing a leading role? I don't know. We haven't talked about Germany, England, maybe. So yeah, I'm hearing you.
I think definitely Argentina and Spain are the favorites. I mean, if we take a look at the betting odds right now
Yeah.
about who's going to play the final, I think most of the betting companies would say Argentina and Spain are going to play final, but we should definitely not underestimate Portugal and France as well, because they are amazing teams. As you said, Portugal probably has the best generation in the past 10 years because Cristiano Ronaldo is still there, but there are also lots of youngsters and young players who are promising, who have proven themselves in the club football. So they are one of the biggest favorites as well. I think, like Alex stated, there's a huge point of luck in the World Cup because it's not a it's not a league tournament. It's a elimination style tournament. So it's also dependent on the fixtures as well. Who's gonna pick who against? Who's gonna get matched against each other in the quarterfinals? Who's gonna play against who in the semifinals? So it all depends on the fixtures as well. But in my opinion, I think Spain and Argentina are the biggest favorites right now.
You know, Jotis, I think is going to be surprised with that, what I'm going to say here, but I don't think Argentina are favorites to win the World Cup. And
Okay.
even though I mentioned before, like they are one of the contenders, of course, being the reigning champions. But if you guys remember, only France managed to break at the last World Cup like the current champions curse, because in 2010 Spain won the World Cup, went out in the group stage 2014. Germany won the World Cup 2014, went out in the group stage 2018. France won 2018. I thought that France was going to crash out of in the group stage in the 2022 World Cup, but they went straight to the final. I don't think Argentina is going to be out in the group stages. I think they're going to make it to the quarters. They don't have, they still have that motivation. They are still one of the best teams in the world, but Messi already has his World Cup. I don't think the motivation is that much bigger
True, very true.
anymore. I don't know. It depends. They still might prove me wrong, as France did in 2022, 4 years ago almost. I hope they will win another World Cup. I want either Argentina or Spain to win it because that's the perfect scenario for every Barcelona fan. You know, Lamine Yamal or Messi.
Or Romania.
Yeah, you haven't
Let's not
mentioned
forget.
Romania.
Nah, we're being realistic here, guys.
Okay, sorry, Alex.
Just there, like France not only didn't go out in the group stage, they almost won the World Cup. They
Yeah,
almost won the World Cup
only
a second time.
once. Yeah, only once managed to win the World Cup back to back. That was Brazil in the 1960s. So France would have done something crazy if they managed to win that final.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I cannot be more agree than that.
Emiliano
Just
Martinez saying.
in my opinion, honestly, I feel that this Spanish team right now is once again very dangerous, and I think they're above their other competitors. I feel like we're kind of reliving the great Spanish era from 2008 to 2012. You,
Yeah.
of course, you remember with all those exceptional midfielders. Today you have Pedri, Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Zubimendi. You have also incredible young players, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, Oysen, Kubarsi. I think that Spain is the big favorite in this tournament, and I think they can once again repeat the feat of winning Euro and then the World Cup. I feel like it will be really, really difficult and complex to beat the Spanish side. But I mean, they are the favorite in my opinion. And I don't see right now teams that can beat them, except Portugal that did it before, like 1 year ago. But at least they will go to the final or something like this. I'm pretty sure about that.
Do you guys
Let's
think,
hope.
like, for all their credit, I mean, they're one of the best teams in the world, but you guys have to look into the fact that the average age of that squad is like very, very low. Do you guys think that'll influence, because this squad has never played the World Cup? I think the biggest tournament that they've played is the Euros.
Yeah.
Coming into this World Cup, do you think that'll factor?
I
Sometimes
think,
we said
yeah,
that Euro is more complex to win than the World Cup. I don't agree with that because in a World Cup you're going to face teams that you've never played before, even teams from Asia or teams from America that you thought that you were going to them easily. You can be surprised, but I think even if they're pretty young, as you said, they have that strength to be like, don't don't overthink, you know what I mean? They just want to win. They are young, they are all friends, they know them each other from lots of years. Right now, for some of them, their coach is also really important for them, and since a number of years right now. So I think this squad, the Spanish team, is like really, the objective is to win it, and they have the strength to win that. They have the players, they have a lot of different options on the pitch. So I agree with what you say. They're really young, but I think this age, this middle like range age, can be a strength neither than a weakness. I don't know if you follow me, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
and also like don't forget, even though they are very young, they have plenty of experience. It's like a paradox, but they've already played so many games at professional levels, and we are not talking only about regular games. We are talking about games at the bigger stages. They have a Euros
Champions League.
under their belt. They have played Champions League semifinals. They have played many important games already. They mentally, I think they are ready to go all the way in.
Yeah, I mean, no
Yeah,
doubt about that. Like, if they're on form, and if it's their day, they can play.
yeah, for real. I also wanted to have your opinion on the England national team. Like, what can we say about this team? They have a gigantic, like, enormous squad, lots of amazing players. We know them exactly. They're amazing, but I don't know what happened with this team. They are like the losing team, you know, the chokers, right?
Yeah.
They always lose in the final in the Euros, in the World Cups. They are like disappointing sometimes. What do you think? Can they? It's gonna be 60 years after the like only World Cup that was in 1966. Can they make history right now? What do you think?
Is it coming home? So I
Yeah.
think yeah. Okay, yeah, we have to talk about it first. So I think I don't know how far they're gonna go because what was the name of the previous coach? I keep forgetting his name.
Gareth
Gareth
Southgate.
Southgate.
Southgate, yeah. Sorry. Under Southgate's rule, I don't think England played a very well game, but they played a very direct football. By direct, I mean that they somehow get the score and then they somehow get the job done, even though they don't play very well or they don't play a football that we get a huge joy when you watch them. You know what I mean? But I think Thomas Tuchel is definitely going to change that. I think he's a very good tournament coach. Although he is not very well, he's not doing very well in the league phase competitions such as the Premier League. He wasn't very successful in the Premier League. I think he's really good in tournaments, elimination style tournaments. And this is his chance to participate in an elimination style tournament, the highest of the football stage, with a very good squad, because I think England squad is really, really promising. They have huge stars and very good talented football players. I think he's gonna somehow make a good team, and I think they're gonna perform really, really well. But you know, football is not a very fair game, so even if they play very well, they might not go as much as Southgate did in the previous tournaments. But that wouldn't mean that it's a bad team. It's just football is a game like this. So I don't know if they're gonna make it to the final, to the semi-final, but I think they're gonna be playing a really good football. Probably better than Southgate's football. I'm expecting a lot from Thomas Tuchel because I like him a lot.
Interesting. Yeah.
England always had the best of the squads, right? Because they always had the best in the world. In the previous generation, it was Gerrard, it was Lampard, and the
Mhm.
best of the best.
Yeah.
And then I was watching a interview of Steven Gerrard in Rio Ferdinand's podcast, and they were talking about how that golden generation of England footballers never achieved anything. And then the reason that Steven Gerrard put forward was they were, and to quote Steven Gerrard, they were egoistical losers. They were like they had too much ego in the team that they never managed to play together as a team. And I think that's very true. I don't know if it applies for the current generation of players, but I think that's a big problem when you have so many stars who wants to make the headline every single time. But having said that, the last Euro final is probably the closest that they've got in a long time into winning, to winning a major trophy, and they almost had it. Like if it wasn't for like the last minute, goal, they almost had it. So I think they could go a long way because I don't see a lot of egos clashing in this England team. It just depends on how Thomas Tuchel can make the best out of the talent that he has.
Yeah, that's right. Also, talking about egos and talking about interesting teams to follow that we didn't mention, this we haven't talked about this Carlo Ancelotti's new national team, right? Brazil. I think we are all like when we were young, Brazil was the highest team. They won 5 World Cups. They had the best players, and since 2002, they haven't won the World Cup. So for now, it's going to be 24 years. That's a lot for a team like this. Do you see Brazil winning this championship, winning this tournament, or is it too soon? What do you think about Brazil? Because it's a bit weird, the situation for that.
Oh, 100%. This is what's interesting, right? Until 2014 and maybe even 2018 World Cup as well, the expectations going into the World Cup for Brazil was really high.
Yeah.
We remember we know what happened in 2014.
Yeah.
Going into the tournament, the hype was so high, and it was happening in Brazil, so there was added pressure. And
Yeah.
even after the defeat in 2014, even when we went to 2018, the expectations were so high. But I don't think that's the case at this moment. The last couple of years, they have not performed well in any of the major tournaments, and they like on international level, they've had the talent, but they haven't done anything. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think the expectations are the lowest that it has been in a long time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think like they have amazing players, and I think if those players were in another national team, we will all say that they're favorite to win this World Cup because you see Vinicius, you see Rodrigo, you see
Yeah.
Rafinha. That's just the attack, and you have other players, but you have Marquinhos too. You have Gabriel Magalhaes from Arsenal. You have players everywhere, really talented ones, and also the fact that Brazil used to play so good before together. Then now this is the most frustrating point because they can lose in semifinal, they can lose in final, they can lose even before if they face a strong team. But I don't remember since this beautiful T-shirt that you have there, so since this the 2006 World Cup, I haven't the memory to see this Brazil team playing good with those players. Yeah, that's the most shocking thing. Alex, what do you think about that?
Brazilian football is a never-ending love story, like they invented the beautiful play. Everybody fell in love with football because of Brazilian players, and
Yeah.
that's true. They are the team with the most World Cups. They are the team that pretty much their country is synonymous with football.
Mhm.
I think that it's such a shame that they haven't performed well. I wish that they could be back. They were unlucky, like for example, they were unlucky sometimes. Sometimes they played so bad and deserved to go out. Let's take, for example, 2022. They went out against Croatia on penalties.
Yeah.
And penalties, you can win or you can lose. It's like a very luck game. So I think right now under Ancelotti it will be very, very interesting. I don't think they ever appeared at a World Cup with a foreign manager, and Ancelotti is somebody that has so many trophies under his belt. I think that his presence will add more spice to the World Cup.
Mhm.
More spicy ingredients. I'm very glad that he chose to be the Brazil coach. It's a
Yeah.
challenge that he accepted, and I think they can make it to the semifinals maybe at the next World Cup. I wish they can make it to the semifinals, but they need to play the football that made fans love the game.
Spoken like a true football fan there, Alex. No, I
Yeah.
100% agree. I think it's a good thing that the expectations around them are so low because it's always so much pressure for Brazil to go into a World Cup. Think now that the pressure is low, they can go and make something actually happen, which would be good because, like Alex said, we haven't seen a good Brazil team in so long. So Brazil winning a World Cup again, no matter which team do you support, it'll be a joy to watch.
Yeah.
I totally agree, but I also agree about them losing their faith, their spirit, their football spirit, because
Yeah.
I don't even remember when was the last time they won Copa America. I mean, not only in World Cup, but I think they perform kind of bad
No,
also in Copa America too.
they won Copa America in 2019. They beat
Yeah, 6 years.
Argentina in the final, I think, or not Argentina. They
No, it
won
was
in 2019.
Chile. It
Chile,
was
yeah.
Chile in
Chile,
2019.
exactly.
6 years. I think there were like 2 or 3 more Copa Americas ever since. I think it was 2. So they
Yeah,
didn't even.
Argentina won every Copa America since then, I
Yeah.
think.
So the last one, the final were between Colombia and Argentina, I think. So they can't even perform really, really good in the Copa America. So they need to regain their spirit. I think this is also a mental game, not only a tactical game. They need to get their mental state back together. They need to realize that they're Brazil, not the ones who invented football, but the ones who made football a joy to watch. So
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest weapon of Brazil. And Carlo Ancelotti is a huge tactical mastermind, and I think he has a good relations with players one on one as well. He has a really good communication, as we all know. So maybe he can get that spirit of Brazil back again and make it work in the World Cup 2026.
We know how beautiful and how good he worked with Vinicius and Rodrigo, for example, at Real Madrid, giving players the freedom to express themselves on the pitch. Maybe if he replicates that at Brazil, they may stand a chance.
True.
Yeah, well, it will be really interesting to follow this Brazil side during next World Cup. So now we're gonna continue this podcast. Yeah, we thought everyone here thought of a team to watch during this World Cup. I think that is not necessarily among the favorites, but one that we feel will perform well in this upcoming competition. I start with you, Darren. You've chosen a team that is in the same group as Romania. So tell us your team.
Austria.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think Austria is a really, really strong team. When I watched them in the 2024 Euro 2024, I was really surprised because I wasn't really familiar with their game. But I know that's a phrase that we're all familiar with from the social media, but I wasn't really familiar with their game. So I owe them an apology, and they're a really, really strong side. In terms of physical condition and stamina, they are one of the best in Europe, most probably, because I remember the game against Turkey in the 2024. Turkey played against Austria in round of 16. And even though Turkey won, I should say that Austria were really, really strong. Like they almost had the game. And at the end of the game, every single Turkish player just let themselves go and laid down on the pitch because they were really, really tired. And most of the Austrian players were still standing up because they were so strong. And I think Ralf Ragnick has done a really, really good job with that team. And I don't think that generation had lost their time yet. I think they have still some force to go. So if they can make it, and it also seems like they're going to make it because I think they're the first in the group, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they are first.
Yeah, so if when they make it to the World Cup, I expect a good performance from them. So they're one of my underdog teams to watch and follow in the World Cup.
So we should be proud we beat them, right?
You should be.
You
You
should.
should be.
All right, interesting. So Austria for Darren. Alex, you also choose a European side, like nearly European. Switzerland, right?
Yeah, Switzerland. They are like on a roll right now. They have won every single game that they played in their qualifiers group. They are on a winning run that's been going on even before the start of the qualifiers. And the football they play, they are a very attacking team, but at the same time, they seem so strong at the back. it's so difficult for the opponents to score against them, even though they have a lot of players going forward as well. It's like they can cover the spaces behind but still attack at the same time. They have done big results in the past. They have had big results in the past. And Jules, you're gonna hate me, but remember when they lost, when they beat France at the Euros
Yeah, that was crazy.
20 in Bucharest? The game was played in Bucharest.
Yeah.
They came back from a 2-goal deficit. I think they can make it at least to the quarterfinals at the next World Cup. They have been a pretty regular team at the World Cup. They have appeared in plenty of World Cups already right now. They have made it out of the group stage a few times, but I don't think they got past the round of 16 that many times in the past. I think they will make it at least to the quarters.
Okay, I write it down because at the end, maybe of the season, maybe in June or before, we're gonna do, of course, our predictions for this 2026 World Cup. And so I'm writing down that Alex sees Switzerland at least in the quarterfinal. So you have to say it again, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Jotis, you want to talk about another team, right? In orange colors.
Yes, sir. I mean, so when we talk about favorites, they never come up in the conversation. They are one of the strongest European nations in football, but they've never won a major trophy. And of course, I'm talking about Netherlands. I mean, the closest that they got was 2010 World Cup, and they lost it in the extra time. They have a really good squad. They were very unfortunate to go out against Argentina in the last World Cup in the semi-final. Was it?
No, quarters. It was
No,
quarters.
Quarters.
But what a fight
Don't
was
want to
this
talk.
game.
Don't want to talk too much about that game because Alex wouldn't like my takes. But I think Netherlands again. This is very surprising given the fact that they've had so many world-class players over the years. Like this guy on TikTok the other day was trying to. I was Ruud and he was trying to make an all-time 11, and he was struggling because there were so many good players that he couldn't come up with 11. But it's crazy that they've never won a major trophy. So I think this team has the strength and the depth to go all the way. And in terms of prediction, I would say at least a semi-final for Netherlands.
Okay, interesting.
Now, speaking about Netherlands, it reminds me, I see you as Wout Weghorst and Alex as Lionel Messi.
Nice.
Kemira.
Kemira Bobo, But with Netherlands, there's a big paradox. You know who the best scorer in the Netherlands national team history is?
Wesley Sneijder?
No. You
Van Basten?
No.
Van Nistelrooy?
No, don't tell me it's Depay.
You guys are going to mention all these legends right now, but the correct answer is Memphis Depay.
No way, man.
That's mad.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I knew it was coming. That's why I said, don't tell me it's Depay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Depay. Yeah. So.
But I was just gonna say, because the only area that they lack a bit is their attack, because they've got Memphis Depay and Weghorst. Who else do they have?
Gakpo.
Striker?
Yeah, Gakpo, but Gakpo is more of a
but maybe you can try
midfielder.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I agree with that. They have a lot of amazing players playing really good. I think of Xavi Simons too, which is a really interesting player. Really nice midfielders. The defense, of course, is really impressive. But yeah, I'm with Alex on that. Like, it's a paradox because this team, like, we haven't saw it, but when I hear my father talking about football and talking about national team, he will firstly mention Johan Cruyff Netherlands, like this style of play, this beautiful, like the beautiful play of this national team, and that it is crazy that they haven't won any like major trophies, as you said. Can
they have won
win
the Euros in
They have won the
88.
Euro, yeah. I was reading also about like World Cups. They went to the final, but yeah, I think it's interesting, Joris, this stage, because they are not like true underdog, but they're not a true favorite, so we don't really know how to place them on the predictions. So okay, you said semifinals. Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, for my part, like I thought about two teams. The first one, to be honest, was Ecuador, but like I don't watch this team so often, so I can say lots of things about them. But they have a really complete squad. They have William Pacho from PSG in defense, which is
Yeah.
impressive. Moises Caicedo, we talked about him last week. They have really interesting players, and I love to see South America teams in World Cups to play. I want them to go far. I don't know why, but like this is the style of play we wanna watch during World Cups. But I'm going to talk about Norway. They had a perfect run so far, winning all six, I think, six of their qualifying matches. They have 18 points out of 18 with a blazing attack. You know that they already scored 29 goals in 6 games, and Erling Haaland has scored 12. So that's totally
That's
amazing.
insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. We remember the recent 11-1 victory over Moldova, but they also find victory 3-0 over the Italy in their group. So that's really interesting to see that team. They have great players everywhere: Erling Haaland, Salah, Martin Odegaard, Ryerson, Ostigard. So lots of great players. I think they could be one of those underdogs that will impress us at the next World Cup. If I have to give a prediction, I will say maybe quarterfinals maximum, because I don't see them going really far after that. But imagine if Norway goes to the quarterfinals in the World Cup, that can be like interesting to see that, right?
Definitely, definitely.
That's very, my man knows balls. Very good shout.
Yeah, I mean we'll see. We'll see, but like they always score. It's amazing. Then Erling Haaland 12 goals in 6 games in those qualifiers, and it's not finished. That's crazy.
Erling Haaland is out of this world, man.
Yeah, and we remember that in 2023, I will say because of the World Cup, Erling Haaland didn't won the Ballon d'Or. He finished second because he had not the opportunity to play this
Yeah,
competition. So
Yeah, they haven't
maybe in his
qualified.
mind he want to take a revenge. I don't know, but he want to play it. That's sure. And yeah, he can score so many goals that he can like make this team goes far in this tournament. So yeah, we'll see. To be honest. Now let's move on to the last segment. Of course, the press review of Fallout 1 red card. Have other topics we want to talk about today. And just to finish about the World Cup and national teams, I want your opinion, guys, on this like World Cup new rule. It's the increasing of number of teams. Before there were 32 teams, national teams. Now there are going to be 48. I want your opinion. Is this a good thing for like lowest teams to qualify and to make good things? Or what do you think about this new rule? Tell us.
I personally think that it's a good thing for the national teams that cannot usually qualify for the World Cup, but
Hmm.
I don't think that's the reason that FIFA implemented this rule. We all know that the biggest purpose of them doing is so because there can be more games played, which can create more revenue, more sales of right holders, and then more money income will make them more rich. So that's the objective of FIFA, I think. It's always been that. So I don't think that's the reason they are doing that. And even though it might seem good for the small teams that cannot qualify for the World Cup really oftenly, I think a one downside it can cause is injuries, as we all know, because players are not robots. They are not used to playing so many games, and even even though the World Cup is going to be played in summer, during the winter, the club fixtures is so tight. So players are not going to have enough time to rest after the club fixtures end. They're going to go straight to the World Cup, and then they're going to play lots of games there. So we don't even know how their body can handle that many games, that much time. We're going to see that, but I don't think it will benefit the game in the term that it's not going to be a very joyful World Cup to watch just because there are too many games, because it's going to it's going to also make it hard for the managers to increase their physical condition because they have to cut something in order to avoid injuries. They're either going to make rotations in games or they're going to play safer and slower. Because if they play fast in every game, then, as I stated before, players might get injured. So we're going to see how it goes, but I don't think it's going to be very joyful to watch that many games in the World Cup.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. the question of injuries and also the form of players. I can understand the organizations that they want more show, they want more matches. That's all right. And of course it benefits like lowest team to play those kind of tournaments. So that's good for them. But it's been lots of years now that we were saying that it's enough. Players cannot play 60, 70, 80 games in a season, in a year at least. That's crazy for them. And that's what you said. If the players play a lot with the clubs and directly go in the World Cup, will they be in form? Will they be in a good shape to play that? We want to see great games. We want to see great players to be the best in this kind of competitions. And if the case is that, I don't know, Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, they all are really tired, really like exhausted in the pitch. It has no interest, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a difficult question. So there are going to be 48 teams. How will that be organized? More group stages? More? Did someone know how it will be organized? Alex, maybe?
I don't have the answer
No.
to that, bro. I don't know. I haven't looked. Did they announce the full format already, or I? Because I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't have information about
Well,
that.
from what I saw, I think that there will be another round before the round of 16. You know what I mean? So like a round
Like
of
the
32
ones
or
in the
something like
Champions League.
this. Yeah.
Like a
So
playoff
I
round,
think,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, there are going to be 12 group with 4 teams. All the first and the second will qualify directly, and some of the third, maybe like in the Euros, will qualify to make another round before. Like I don't,
Mhm.
to be honest, I don't really understand that. We'll try to figure out that, but yeah, Jotis, tell us.
I heard news that, I mean, we're talking about 48 teams. I heard news that they're going to expand it to 64 teams. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys see that?
I
Yeah,
saw
for
it.
the 2034 or 30 World Cup, something like this, right?
64.
Yeah,
2030, I think. Not
like
gonna-
Darren said, I'm on a dilemma as well, as in like I want smaller countries, for example, like mine, to get into World Cup. I don't know if I'll ever see India play in a World Cup, but that's a different
Maybe
question
if
in
it's
my lifetime.
Maybe.
128 teams, maybe
Yeah.
India can qualify.
No, we're 124 in the FIFA ranking, so barely making. But what was I going to say? So it's a bit complicated because again, this is the only motivation that they have is money. That's all it is for them.
Well, it's
But at the same time,
yeah.
I'm also wondering about like what happened with FIFA Club World Cup, for example. Like no one really watched it. Like it was a tournament that was just like a pre-season, but people were celebrating it. I mean, Chelsea was celebrating it because they won it. I just wonder if this should be like, for example, now we don't hear a lot of complaints about like schedules or anything because before there were a lot of complaints. I wonder if the voices would like die down and people would make this the new normal. I don't really want that to happen, so I'm just
Yeah.
in a dilemma.
Yeah, also something very briefly that I want to add, I forgot to tell before, is that I think what makes World Cup special is that it's hard to qualify. It's not like
Yeah.
Euros. It's not
True.
like there are so many teams that can easily qualify. It's very hard to qualify for the World Cup. And if you extend it to, let's say, 64 teams, then qualification is not something that's considered a success because everyone can qualify if it's a 64 team tournament. But when you keep it like 32 teams, even 48 teams, which I don't really support as well, but if you keep it that way, qualification makes it really, really important. Like qualifying for, let's say, teams like Romania, Turkey, I would say that qualifying for such a small tournament is a huge thing, but I cannot say the same about 64-team tournament.
And the games that are going to be played, like if they expand it to 64 teams, who would watch, for example, Indonesia against Oman? Because
No
from
one.
from what I saw, they want to expand it, but they won't add that many more places to European teams. They want to add more spaces to the teams
Yeah,
from
exactly.
the other parts of the world. So I'm not saying that these teams should not play the World Cup. If they qualify for it, of course, come on, let's play the game. But the numbers, the audience, who would turn their TV on to watch Indonesia play Oman, for example?
Do you know why they're not increasing the capacity for European teams, but they're increasing the capacity for the Asian teams and other
Why?
continents? It's because
So
European fans are already buying merchandises. They're already buying tickets. They're already buying jerseys and watching football games. But the only way to make fans from other continents to buy merchandise, buy tickets, and buy jerseys is that if they can
Involved,
somehow
yeah.
get their national teams involved in the tournament. So it's always marketing. It's always about capital and money.
Yeah, well, guys, talking about money, we have just the time to talk about another subject. We heard, like in the previous days, that some European domestic league games are gonna be played abroad. We have the example, if I remember well, of that Villarreal against Barcelona game. Quickly, what do you guys think about those new rules, the new situations?
Strongly
I mean,
disagree.
again, it all comes down to money. That's the only reason here. Like Derin said, the reason they want to expand into new markets, and when I say new market, they're mostly looking at the US. They want to play these games in the US, and it's a massive market. I mean, I understand why they would go for it, but also imagine playing an El Clasico in the US where no one cares, no one
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
understands El Clasico. It's mad. So yeah, I'm completely 100% against it. Utter bok nonsense.
And
Strong,
also, I
strongly
think
disagree.
yeah, I agree with you guys. I strongly disagree. And I also think it's very, very unfair for Villarreal fans as well because it's a home game for them and they're not going to play their home game in their home. I saw that the club is willing to give plane tickets and also like free tickets to the seasonal ticket holders to travel to US. But I mean, people have works, people have stuff that they should do in their country. So not everyone can just fly to the US, watch a Barcelona game and then come back to their city.
But that's crazy because what you say is that clubs try to find solutions for their supporters to come to the game. So they can only do that, but they have not a word to say about the decision. Like I think, as you said, Villarreal doesn't want to play like this in another country. Such amazing game against Barcelona, but they can do anything. The only thing they can is like to give money, more money to their supporters to make them a bit happy about this game because they can do anything, and that's a really mad situation. But I think, and we all think, that it's gonna evolve in this way because money is money. New markets is important for football, and they want to expand it more and more. So yeah, it will be interesting to follow this up. Jodis, you wanted to add something before we quit?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's gonna happen eventually. But the only league where it wouldn't happen is Germany because of
And
how the ownership structure is
Exactly.
that supporters own the club. Like people can't even introduce the concept, the idea there. And I'm really happy there's at least one league where it won't happen, but we don't know about the rest.
Yeah, that's true. And it's interesting. We can have a talk next week or soon about that kind of ownerships and in different teams is really interesting. But for now, guys, we've come to the end of this fifth podcast of Four Lads One Red Card. Thank you again all for listening us on Spotify and YouTube. Once again, don't forget to follow us on social media. Four Lads One Red Card. You'll find us everywhere. We'll be there, of course, next week, same time. Jotis, Darren, Alex, thank you very much, guys.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jules.
See you
Thank you.
everyone next week at the club football.
Exactly.
We
See
managed
you
to
next week,
go
guys.
on an episode without a red card or a yellow card.
Yeah, well
Nice
done.
one. Nice one, lads.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay,
Cheers.
see you next week, everyone. Bye bye.